That we're going to see in a second, powering their way down the course. So from Azerbaijan, it's Alexandrov. He'll be wondering whether this is his year. He's been in and around the final. Could this be the year for a medal? Mahe Drysdale, Olympic champion with the rings there in lane 2. Alongside him, Marcel Hacker. Really quite an inconsistent sculler. Again, could this be the time when he really comes to the fore? He won his semi-final to put himself in the middle of the course alongside Andrei Sinek, the world champion from last year. Mindaugas Grigonis, Lithuanian, loves to lead the race, loves to take things on, as does this man. Angel Fournier Rodriguez, a huge man. I've seen him around the boat park, and I try to puff out my chest and stand as tall as I can, but he's a huge man and he sculls so smoothly. I'm sure he'll be challenging for the medals as well.
Germany, Czech Republic, Lithuania.
It's the scullers here, the call over. Just need to get the boat straight and get the blades squared up. Little flex from Grigonis before the light went green, but it doesn't seem to have stopped him. And I do expect to see these two scullers at the bottom of the screen, and the white boats looking to lead it out ahead of this man, Andrei Sinek, in the middle of the course. So smooth as he comes up to that full length that he gets.
Little look to his left and right there, didn't seem to bother him. Marcel Hacker, that semi-final victory over the Kiwi came from lane 1, and lane 1 was a very good lane to have on that day. So let's see how it fares in these conditions today.
Hacker is such a confidence rower, though. We know that by having that little bit of mental edge from winning the semi-final, he would definitely take that for everything it's worth coming into this final. He's currently sitting level with the Olympic champion, Mahe Drysdale, but the race at this stage is happening up with these 3 scullers from Lithuania, Cuba and Czech.
And you're right to say we've got different styles within this race. Mahe Drysdale tends to get off slowly but really come powering through the middle as we take a look back here at him and Marcel Hacker. Marcel Hacker had a big finish in his semi-final to come through. And I'm not surprised to see Fournier Rodriguez here and Grigonis looking to lead it. And really the class act that I imagine will stay there the longest is Sinek, who will be trying to resist the attention, resist the power of this man, Mahe Drysdale, as he comes pushing through as the race settles down.
Yeah, the man from West End Rowing Club has been in this position so many times. If you're watching from New Zealand, you're probably no stranger to Drysdale's tactics, but he will just blast through in the second and third quarter of the race. He's not going to be too worried. He's moving already, I think, back on the Czech sculler in the lead. That's lane number 4, the yellow boat, the white top and the distinctive Czech blades, and it's going to be a fascinating race to unfold.
The Lithuanian starting to fade just a little bit as this man from the Czech Republic, Andrei Sinek, starts to move out into the lead. His boat is the fastest on the course at the moment, rating 33 strokes a minute, 34 strokes a minute, fairly even across the field.
Yeah, and I think it's important to talk about the power that Sinek has available to him on the Concept 2 ergometer. If any of you guys there ever do that machine in the gym, he can row 2,000 metres in 5 minutes and 41 seconds and does the 6K in 18:11. That's a tremendous resource to have available. And I'm sure Fournier Rodriguez, lane number 6, the Cuban who took the silver in last year's World Championships, has a similar power resource. Amazingly smooth and
but it's so interesting to watch
style.
These two, and to me they both look short really, but they're just such huge men that they can get away with it. The Fournier Rodriguez doesn't really get his shins vertical, Sinek doesn't really get his shins vertical, but they're so strong, and then they just really use that mid-range power and lever the boat on.
Well, it's all about efficiency. At this, for these men at this size, almost 2 meters tall, to compress right up into those angles is so hard. There's so much weight that has to then be overcome because of their lever angles. So they just don't need that compression. They want to be effective. They want to keep the boat moving. They don't want to be compacting right up and lifting a massive load out of the front. The key of the single is just keeping it moving along.
So the big question now is, will Mahe have what he's had in the past in the second 1,000 and be able to row down Fournier Rodriguez here and Andre Synek, or will Synek know what's coming and be able to respond to the pressure which is bound to come on from Mahe Drysdale to his right?
I think the Kiwi looks ominous there. 3:20 through the 1,000 metres, 4 seconds off the world's best time pace that Drysdale set in Poznan 5 years ago. Synek will know this position. He has led Mahe Drysdale so many times. To me, Drysdale is going to win this race and probably be in front with about 400 metres to go. He's coming through like a train, the All Black at the top of your screen.
Spot on, Martin, I agree with you. He's just looking so fluid over there on the far side, so strong. He's got a very laid-back style as compared to the two men on his left who look a lot more upright, really laying back and pulling that stroke through, and he's just chipping away every stroke.
Well, the funny thing is that Synek must know that the race was going to go like this. If we're going to predict this exactly what we think would happen, the question is, has Synek been able to prepare for it? He saw it happen at Lucerne. Will he have been able to work on anything? Will he perhaps be able to put the rate up considerably or do something to resist Mahe Drysdale as he now has cut that lead to just half a length as they pass that bridge with about 600 to go?
That's he's moving like a train. We don't have the speed graphic on though. I'm sure when it does come up, Mahe Drysdale will be the quickest. A little look over his shoulder this time. That's going to be better news, Mahe. You are closer and moving through.
Absolutely unbelievable, that move that he made in the third 500, and we'd only expect it to grow from here. The Olympic champion, he was out last year. He started racing the World Championships but had a great deal of difficulty with his ribs after a bike accident, but he's back at full strength now and looking set to power ahead to take this World Championship.
Well, we can see it in the bottom left. Mahe's still at 34 strokes a minute. Synek has gone up to 37, but I don't know if it's going to be enough because the boat speed of the New Zealander is still higher, and I'm sure when we see another angle he's going to have moved on up ahead. It'll be such disappointment for Synek, who is desperately trying to respond while they're still in the white buoys, which are about to turn red to signal that they're into their last 250, and that's got to mean just over 25 strokes left.
I have to say that's a great response by Synek. I thought Drysdale might go straight through, but Synek is raising the rate, and this is a brave effort from the man from the Dukla Prague club.
This is great sculling, isn't it? Toe to toe. We can see a few waves there, just a few popples in the water, which could just affect them as they really are going at it, and it is bow ball to bow ball as they come down towards the line, just coming up for 100 metres to go. Synek's responding.
And this event has been about these two men since before Beijing, taking the silver and the bronze medals there, gold and silver in London. Here they come down to the line, and Synek has had a response.
Stop looking, just get your head down the boat and go. Don't look across. Synek is going to hang on, and Synek takes the gold medal ahead of Mahe Drysdale.
And his hand goes in the air. It certainly proved me wrong. I thought Drysdale had that race in his pocket that would move through. Ruskonis, the Lithuanian, comes through there, but Andre Synek absolutely showed that the rivalry for Olympic gold in Rio is well and truly on there. We did think Mahe Drysdale would have the measure of him. He certainly did in Lucerne, and Fournier Rodriguez once more on the medal podium.
Well, I've got to take my hat off to Andre Synek. We all knew the script. We all knew what was meant to happen, and he had a plan, and he was ready to do something about it.
Yeah, and I think you called that great, that he had learned from that experience in Lucerne where Mahe Drysdale came through him and went through on his training program with his coach, Milan Dolcek Senior, and crafted a brilliant race.
But his resolve in the last 250 metres, he doesn't look around. Look at him, his head straight down the barrel.
Mahe just catches his blade there on a bit of water, and you just wonder what are those things that make the tiny differences that added up to a few feet when they cross the line.
I love that. You don't often see races scull to their conclusion, do you? Normally it's just one sculler has made the move and had the race, and almost they drift across the line, but there was nothing but effort from Synek and just the hand off the blade. You could see what it meant to him to beat the Olympic champion.
And an interesting question, Eric Murray brought it up this morning when I was chatting to him. Wonder where this puts Hamish Bond, given that Hamish Bond has beaten Mahe in all of their meetings this season. So
you'd have to say, of course, that well, Hamish Bond amazing speed in the single. What was it, 3 or 4 victories down in the New Zealand summer over Mahe Drysdale. But Mahe felt he learned from those defeats, and I'm sure he did, and came back stronger.
So we see confirmation of it there. Andrei Simic for the Czech Republic taking out the men's single ahead of Mahe Drysdale, and Fournier Rodriguez for Cuba picking up a fantastic bronze.